Usman, what a vital win that was. But what a hairy last 15, 20 minutes that was.
Mate, I feel like I've aged about 10 years. Honest to God.
When
He
I can
says,
see a little grey there.
listen, the grey hairs are sticking out. I'm telling you, I'm not even hiding them today. I feel relieved. I think that's the first word that comes to mind. Look, when he said 7 minutes, I thought this referee is trying his absolute best.
Like 9.
Oh, yeah, to be fair, yeah, it was 8-9 in the end. But honest to God, first things first, right? Let's just talk about the first half. Obviously, the goal comes very early on. Fantastic start to the game. But I think for me personally, I feel like consistently we're not really kicking on in games. I feel like there's a lot of complacency within the team. You know, we get the first goal. I'm expecting us to go for second and third and go for the kill. I feel like I keep saying the same thing. Absolutely no desire to go and get the second goal or the third goal, in particular against a team as Palace, where we quite clearly dropped points for the similar situation where we were extremely complacent. And I think for me, that's the biggest worry at the moment. Obviously, we got the 3 points, and of course, we'll talk about the desire and the hunger that players showed to get over the line. But the first half for me, I need to see a bit more ruthlessness. When you go 1-0 up at home, the fans are up, I need to see that killer instinct in front of goal.
That's it, mate. We could have had a similar scenario to the game we played at Selhurst Park. Clinging on to 1-0. Got a bit dicey. De Gea having to make saves he shouldn't have to make. I'm with you on that clinicalness up front, because until Garnacho came on and it was an inspired substitute, we really didn't have that right ball decision making in the final third. What he made in particular for that goal was the difference, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, for me personally, Garnacho has been fantastic off the bench. I mean, there's numerous examples this season where he's come on and he's been an impact. And at the moment, that's a good role for him. But we shouldn't be relying on an 18-year-old to ignite that sort of reaction from the players. I mean, at home, I expect that from the players, that hunger and that desire to go and obviously get the second and the third. And for me, we're not seeing enough of that. And I think that comes down to a few factors. The first factor being the fact that we don't have a proper number 9. I know Weghorst, of course, is a striker, but you know he's not a striker of the stature of Manchester United. With all respect to him, he's meant to be a second-string striker. Sadly, our number 1 striker can't stay fit, which of course is a completely different conversation. But there's issues with Weghorst. Firstly, he isn't of that quality, but secondly, the middle of the park for me, we are quite clearly missing Eriksen. His quality on the ball is quite apparent that he's not playing for me. I mean, Bruno Fernandes is doing as much as Bruno Fernandes can do. I think he needs a bit more support in terms of creativity. But overall, again, as you said, Garnacho being the sort of the spark, so to speak, in the second half when he comes on for 30 minutes, we need a bit better moving forward.
That's it. Defensively, though, mate, you've got to give some praise to that back line again there. Martinez, Varane, absolutely rock solid. They just look like they're like a brick wall. You can't get through them.
Yeah.
And what we are going to miss, obviously, Martinez for the Barcelona game, but does it give you confidence that, yeah, Casemiro is missing now, we've still got that back line, we've still got that base?
Yeah, to be honest, I didn't actually think they were going to score. Prior to the red card, I didn't think they were going to score. They didn't really look like the later glove on us, apart from the corner, obviously when De Gea saved it. But Martinez, for me, honest to God, he's absolutely sensational. His leadership as well, his tenacity to win the ball, and he's a warrior. I mean, every single challenge is giving 110%. He's leaving it on the player, and he's getting the crowd up. For me, he was absolutely ridiculously good today. The composure that he shows alongside Varane as well. I mean, waxing lyrical about Rafael Varane, he doesn't need to get proved. I mean, it's a bit of a disgrace that Real fans comparing to some of these bombs that they got in their teams. But Varane, for me, again, quality as always. But them two, without a shadow of a doubt, have been an absolute revelation for Manchester United. But in terms of the fullbacks as well, I think Luke Shaw had a fantastic game, arguably one of the better players on the pitch. Wan-Bissaka, for me, defensively, sensational. Going forward, I'm still team Delo, but I think Wan-Bissaka for me is obviously brilliant defensively. But going forward, I do think he does worry me slightly. I must say, like, he gets a lot of the ball and he does a lot of fantastic work, but we just need someone who's a bit more clinical in the final third as a fullback.
Can we survive without Casemiro the next few games?
I mean, luckily we've got a couple of shit teams to play against. One in particular that I wish we could play every week. Obviously, you know, we all hate Leeds, of course. But no, honestly, jokes aside, Leeds is probably the easiest game of the season. This is going to get clipped up if we lose that. But look, we should be able to get past Leeds at home and Leicester at home without Casemiro. It's the away game at Leeds. Ellen Road is going to be a tricky one. But Sabitzer, for me, I'm a big fan of his. I know he hasn't played a lot at Bayern Munich, but at RB Leipzig, he was absolutely sensational. And you already saw from his cameo, he's got an engine on him anyways. But the tenacity and the press from him, Fred and Bruno Fernandes is going to be fantastic. Of course, Casemiro is world class, and we're going to miss him. But thank God we got Sabitzer, because otherwise, Lord knows where we would have been.
That's it. Thanks for coming on, Usman.
No worries, man. Pleasure as always, mate. Thank you.